For anyone that's lived in the central United States or traveled through the central United States, the rock pictured here is not an uncommon sight. When I look at this bluff of limestone, I always think about pH. And a brief synopsis of the pH scale, it goes from 0 to 14. Materials that are at 0 pH are the most acidic, like sulfuric acid, the acid that's in car batteries. Other acids would be lemon juice, vinegar, orange juice, tomatoes, and carbonated beverages, soda. Now, at the other extreme, at 14, is the most basic. That would be like the liquid drain cleaners. Some other items that would fall up into this range of being basic or alkaline would be things like baking soda, ammonia, bleach, and even soapy water. A pH of 7, which is neutral, would be distilled water. As we look at these values, we have to bring it back to ourselves a lot of times. It's like, how does this affect me? Well, if you take a look here at the human body and the different organs and components that make up the body, you'll see that most of the pH ranges are right there around neutral, with the exception of stomach acid. It has an acidity of 1. I mean, that's just right after sulfuric acid. And if you've ever had acid indigestion, what has happened is some of that stomach acid has gotten back up into the lower portion of your esophagus, and you're feeling the effects of that. You call it heartburn, but this has nothing to do with the heart. What do? You take some antacid, some Rolaids, you swallow that, and that's more of a basic material, and it neutralizes it back down close to where it should be. While I'm taking this little side trip of the human body, I once had a college professor tell the class that the digestive system is nothing but an extension of the environment. And I thought that was an interesting concept, an extension of the environment. If I took a straw and wrapped a piece of clay around it, would the straw actually be part of the clay? That was what I was thinking. Thinking of that straw example, here was the top of the straw, and it continues going down through the esophagus. Here's the stomach. Then the tube continues on into the duodenum, then into the small intestine, then over into the large intestine, and the tube keeps going until it ends right there. An extension of the environment. Okay, getting back toward the topic, let's look at normal rain. Normal rain has a pH of about 5 to 5.5. There are organisms that have a narrow range of tolerance for pH, and the more acidic the rain becomes, you're going to start eliminating organisms. And there are lakes that are practically sterile because of the acid rain that's fallen. Now, how does acid rain get to where it's acid rain? There's sulfur dioxides and nitrogen oxides are produced by factories and cars. When these get up into the atmosphere, combining with clouds in the rain-making process, that pH goes from 5 to 5.5 down to 4.4. That acid rain then lands on the earth, collects, and again, if it's too high in acidity, some organisms won't survive. Some locations in the United States where they've had problems with this acidic water in lakes would be in New York in the Adirondack Mountains, as well as the Mid-Atlantic Appalachian Range, along with some New England states. Now, here in the Midwest, we don't have that problem. And the reason we don't have that problem is because the limestone here is made of calcium carbonate, which has a pH of 9.9, almost 10. And when the 9.9 reacts with the 4.4, you get tolerances that are more in range. So what you're looking at right here is you're looking at planet Earth's antacid tablet. The main component of limestone is the mineral calcite. Calcite is calcium carbonate. And as you see here in the molecule, you see 3 oxygen atoms connected to a carbon atom that is also connected to a calcium atom. Millions of those combined produce limestone. Okay, I didn't get the video finished today like I thought I would. Just as I was getting ready to do this video portion here, I get a knock on the door and my pal Kevin shows up. You know Kevin, he's the one that tortures me out in the field. Doesn't give me any help at all. But I got sidetracked today. I got going on the digestive system of the humans, which doesn't take me really a lot to get to that point. But I wanted to talk about the pH and how pH affects the rocks and how the rocks affects the world around us. So I'm going to finish up with part 4 soon, and hopefully we'll be finished with shale and limestone.